Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. We're doing Darkham Horror. We're going to go ahead and rewind a little bit to the resupply point, too. So one thing to note about the supplies is it does say here they are only used for the next scenario, so all the spare supply stuff we had actually did not carry over. Shouldn't be an issue because we didn't use any of them in the other scenarios. But that does mean right now we only have a torch each. Which is fine. That is very Darkest Dungeon-esque, where you only get the supplies for that dungeon run and then nothing else. The only issue I have with it is the tavern visits. As far as I know, the tally marks you get do not go away. So the tavern visit I did, quite frankly, well, the one I just did recently, obviously I lost supply for that. But even any future supply points that we do, if there are any, that tavern visit I did right now will carry over, which doesn't make any logical sense. And while this game doesn't always have logical sense in it, I feel like the tavern visit should be just a one and done. I do understand that the idea is like some of these are supposed to be like accumulated cost, like Sanitarium obviously gives you additional trauma, Abbey gives you more additional trauma, but for the tavern it doesn't make any sense. Like why the investigators went and got a beer 3 days ago and they're still feeling it. It doesn't make any sense. And they should just whatever. Anyway, like I said, I don't like that. But unfortunately, it is what it is. Also, I completely did not read an entire paragraph, which is here. If we want to, we can spend up to 3 heirlooms to essentially get 1 additional supply point. Currently, we have 12 heirlooms, which is enough to get 4 points. I am only going to use 3 of them and get 1, and I'm going to use that 1 point to get a food, and I'm going to give that to Audrey, because if anyone's going to be at risk of dying from damage insanity, it's going to be her. Moko's generally been doing okay on her own. Also, I keep forgetting that I still have to upgrade Pete Sylvester. Oh well. Do we have multiple Pete's, by the way? Yeah, we still have multiple. Okay. But, alright, with all that said and done, let's go ahead and dive into this. Summoning Courage, Scenario 6. If Galena is an expedition member, proceed to Intro 1. You have returned to the manor once again to delve further into the mystery behind your ancestor, this time with Galena leading the way. According to the map, there should be another set of stairs to the right, and then the Locust beacon is just straight ahead. Hey, stop eyeing the map. I found it first. It's mine. Finders keepers. Using the notes she found in the Sylvan Library, notes with handwriting identical to your ancestors, Galena's directions have smoothed the arduous task of finding your way through the dungeons. Remember, the ritual requires the 3 golden orbs he enchanted and kept spread throughout the floor. Why he didn't just keep them together is beyond me. Oh yes, there are alien monsters that guard the beacon. Keep an eye out. Don't get caught. On to the setup. Alright. All that's good to go. Okay. So, campaign log. I believe our Shuffling Horror is dead. Yep, Shuffling Horror is dead. So, we don't need to do any of that. Obviously, take out the supply cards that you need. We will put 3 damage on the scenario reference card to represent light. Alright. Find the stairwell and Locust Beacon and put them into play with the Locust building to the right of the stairwell, both revealed. Each of these locations is revealed is the revealed side of an unexplored room location. Each investigator begins play at the stairwell, which is over here. Okay. To check your campaign log, if Galena is an expedition member, each investigator gains 1 clue from the token pool. Gives us a little bit of a head start. Then proceed to 3 orbs. Set aside Ordained Bishop, Ordained Cardinal, and all 6 versions of Golden Arm. Remove from the game Templar Impaler, Templar Warlord, each crown pedestal, and each crown iron crown. Construct 2 agenda decks. Let's see what else. And then we'll be making a setup here. Okay, so real quick. So we don't need to worry about these because we don't have to worry. We've murdered the shuffling horror. And this one is the 3 orbs. So we will place. And I guess we don't need to worry about the 3 crowns. All right. Okay, these are those. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, 3 orbs, that's correct. Oh, okay, I see. Got it. Each of these agenda decks is constructed separately in numerical order as usual. Got it. Okay, so we have those. I was getting confused. I thought it was multiple acts. Set all the remaining locations aside as the dungeon deck to do this. Perform the following: shuffle the orb reliquary and 3 other random locations to form 3 piles of 4 cards. Unexplored room face up. Then place the piles on top of one another. Oh, okay, I see. I understand now. There are 3 of these. And then it's going to be 3 random locations to form 3 piles of 4 cards. Okay, so those are done. All right, set all the remaining locations set aside. Place the piles on top of one another. Okay, I probably should have shuffled these things first, but that's okay. I'll just go with, I don't know the differences, so I don't care. And there's 3 look. Okay, I see. So stack these piles on top of each other. We'll just do it like that. Place 3 other locations on top. Then place all the remaining locations on the bottom. All right. So we got that. Multiple agendas. During this scenario, there are multiple agenda decks, the A, B, and C, D, and E, F. So the A, B represents the fading light, and then the C, D, and E, F represent the alarm level of creatures hunting you. In general, the main agenda is the A deck, while the C, E agendas gain Doom completely independently, except for card effects that explicitly specify them. During the place 1 Doom on the current agenda step, you place 1 Doom on each agenda. Whenever a card specifies the current agenda, it means the A agenda. Doom on each agenda counts towards that agenda. Only counts towards that agenda. Doom on cards other than the agenda only counts towards the Doom threshold of the A agenda. And when the A agenda advances, Doom on the other agenda is not removed. All other Doom in play is removed. If the CE agendas advance, only the Doom on that agenda are removed. Oh boy, that's not complicated at all. If the Doom threshold on multiple agendas is satisfied, they each advance in order, so it goes A, C, and then E. Okay. Okie dokie, let's read what we got then. I guess we'll be doing it this way then. Alright, so Agenda 1A, Under the Torchlight, version 6. The dungeons are pitch black. You fear that you would never make it out if you were to run out of fuel for your torches. Hurry to complete your task before your sole source of illumination fades. Each location is connected to each location adjacent to it. 5, doomed to advance. So I'm assuming after the 5 it's supposed to spawn what's-his-face, but we've murdered him, so hopefully this first 5 doom will be safe for us. Agenda 1C, Ordain on Alert. You have a feeling you are being watched. 3, doomed to advance. There are 4 agendas for that deck, 2 agendas for this one, which obviously the second agenda is all about just dimming the light. The Locust Beacon. After the final set of stairs, the Locust Beacon is directly ahead of you. A relieving sight. Thankfully, the guards you have been warned about are absent. However, you can hear a scuttling noise here that you have never experienced elsewhere in the dungeon. When an investigator enters the Locust Beacon, you advance. 47 encounter cards. I don't know what this... Okay, it's these things. So just setting the 6 golden orbs aside. Yeah, okay, those are all set aside. Alright, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle. These should have gone away. And shuffle. Alright, let me put a break here. Alright, I did forget about reading this thing, so we'll just take care of that. Skulls are -1, -3 if the light level's lower. Cultists reveal another token. If you fail, you put a doom on the A agenda. And then the tablet, of course, is the victory one. And we don't have any Elder things this time around. Okay. Alright. So with all that in mind, let's go ahead and shuffle this and see what our 3 cards are this time. First foot test gets +1. First brain test gets +1. Each of it, investigator not defeated. So in this case, just her. Remove a trauma of their choice. I will take that one, and we'll see how it goes. Chances are I'm not going to keep that card because I'm going to end up messing up a rule and having to restart anyway. But we'll see. Okay, and I have to live regardless because if I don't, Audrey dies anyway. So getting rid of that trauma will help. All right, let's do this. We start with 3 resources. Starting with a Eucatastrophe, I don't want that. Pete Sylvester, I'll keep. The rest of this is actually not terrible. Meat Cleaver's not the best weapon, but it is, it does do the thing. Alright, yeah, we'll just draw these 2 cards. Alright, well, no resources. Cool. Alright, meanwhile over here, deal to orange. Alright, 2 quick thinkings, an easy mark, the Necronomicon. Let's not do the quick thinkings right now. And as much as I love starting with 3 aces in my hand, I don't want to start them with in my hand. We'll hold on to the Knowledge is Power just in case we run into trouble. And we'll draw 3 cards. Alright. Got an Eye of Truth in our hand already. And we got 2 of the 3 Segment of Onyxes. Not a terrible start. Alright, with that, we'll go ahead and get started. We got the stairwell here. Deeper and deeper the stairs lead. This floor has a long passageway that you can see all the way down. 1 shroud, 0 clues. It's a corridor. Action, this whole place is cursed. They'll resign. And then Locust Beacon, it's a dungeon. 4 shrouds, 0 clues, and you ignore text on unrevealed locations, so this is a way to move for free. And when it's revealed, you put the top 3 cards above, below, and to the right. Above, below, and to the right. And as usual, besides the Locust Beacon, it's 2 clues to reveal a room, which each of our characters have one right now. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and fast out a Segment of Onyx, and then gain 2 resources for that. And then let's go ahead and move on over. And let's go ahead and move on over. All right, service corridor. This will place a dungeon, a card to the right. All right. And that puts us here. Okay. So if I grab this one clue here, we'll be in somewhat good shape. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll just go 4 to 2. Of course, I knew it was coming. All right. Moko, we'll go ahead and move you over one. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get out the meat cleaver. And last action, I'm going to draw a card. All right. Upkeep. Well, there's our fire extinguisher. Upkeep. Mythos. First Doom, and a Doom gets placed on here. I've already shuffled that, so let's draw. Locked door is going to be put on this. Transgressor's Curse. Peril Surge. You must choose. Lose an action, take a damage, or take a horror. Each investigator with a golden orb or iron crown in their threat area must also resolve the chosen effect. For right now, I'll take 1 damage. All right, Dangers of the Dark. It's going to be a 4 to 4 test. I am going to go ahead and commit this Eye of Truth. And we'll go 8 to 4. Please don't fail it. Thank you. So this will get set aside, and any future checks of that will have the Eye of Truth on it. Okay. With that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and go with Moko next. Moko's going to draw a card. She's going to draw another card. And then she's going to spend 1 to get out a Sparrow Mask. Alright, I am going to go ahead and fast out this segment of Onyx and use my ability to gain 2 resources. I'm then going to go ahead and do Easy Mark, gain 2 resources, draw a card. And then I'm going to... I should have done Practice Makes Perfect earlier. I apologize. That would have been smarter. I'm going to go ahead and just draw a card. And draw 1 more. Okay. Investigation. Enemy. Upkeep. That is not what I clicked. At a crossroads. Sure, I'll draw 3 cards and lose an action. Alright, let's go ahead and lose this meat cleaver. Need to lose 1 more card. Let's get rid of a Live and Learn. Actually, let's get rid of a Lucky. Okay, we're about to get to the alert here. Aloof. Lost in the dark. Put it in your threat area. If you're in a corridor location, you find your bearings, discard it. At the end of your test of your turn, you have to do all that to avoid nonsense. Good news is we are in a corridor. Okay, we're going to go ahead and keep this pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this as an action. Then I'm going to move to here. And then I am going to go ahead and spend one to get out Shadow Lace and use my ability to get 2 resources. And then I'm going to go ahead and do Stand Together. Okay. At this point, what do I want to get rid of? Actually, you know what? Since I was going to be doing that, I will go ahead and do Knowledge is Power. That'll at least make sure I don't discard cards. Grab a clue off this location. Sorry for doing that in hindsight. Alright. In any case, and then with my remaining action, I am going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Pete. Which my stats are already correct. Okay. Enemy's not going to do anything. He's aloof. Upkeep. I need to discard a card again. This time around, let's get rid of the other lucky. Actually, let's not get rid of that. Let's get rid of the Live and Learn. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of Alex Shira for now. Alright, Mythos. 3rd Doom, and then this is going to get cleared. The bishop stirs. A quiet hiss can be heard echoing throughout the dungeon. Something woke up and you doubt it is friendly. Shuffle each set-aside copy of Raised Alarm into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile. Spawn the set-aside Ordained Bishop at the Locust Beacon, exhausted and unengaged. Check your campaign log. If Galena is an expedition member, read the following. Galena curses under her breath. They're here already. We have to get moving. The Ordained are extremely persistent and may be looking for me. Oh, good. Ordained Bishop. Has 2 health. Ready it. After it engages you, place 1 Doom on current C agenda. This can cause the agenda to advance. Alright, I will have this get engaged us. It will put a Doom on this, unfortunately. Not much we can do about it. Also, that does mean that this engages us and gets a Doom on him as well. Alright. Bishop on alert. The Ordained are monstrous creatures from a realm beyond the Locust Beacon and guard it against intruders with their unnatural speed and regeneration. At the end of the round, for each Ordained enemy in the victory display to spawn at the Locust Beacon and place 1 Doom on this agenda, it can cause the agenda to advance. Great. So this guy, after he engages you, 2 fight, 3 evade, 2 health, and he is Ordained, so he'll just keep coming back. Got it. So we kind of just have to evade him and pray. Alright, Mythos. Oh, actually, we need to shuffle some stuff, don't we? Shuffle each set aside Raised Alarm and the discard pile. Alright, now do it. Hey, this thing again. I will take a damage. And we get Imagine Horror. I'm currently 3 to 4 right now. I'll throw out a Sparrow Mask, go 5 to 4. We pass. Resolve the Hunter keyword on each Ordained and Templar enemy. This guy is engaged, so nothing happens. So that's what Raised Alarm does. Alright, investigation phase. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start with Audrey here. I'm going to spend 3 to get out you. Then we're going to go ahead and move. Don't need to spend clues here. Hey, this has legacy. Action this round, if an enemy would resolve its hunter keyword, it moves once towards the chandelier room instead. Group limit once per game. When it's revealed, put top cards below and to the right. Okie dokie. So played a card. We're going to go ahead and investigate. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to do practice makes perfect. Search top 9. I will pick this 3 aces. And I'll commit a deduction. So this is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 to 3. All right, cool. All right, over here, Moko, go ahead and take a horror and kill this collected, please. Also, I do get a offering back on this. So attack the collected. I am 6 to 3. Dies. So every time this guy engages us, he is going to be a problem. So all we can do is just try to keep ahead of him. I will go ahead and try to evade him. I'm right now 5 to 3. I succeed. You are now evaded. All right. I am going to go ahead and move, just so I don't keep drawing more attention here. And I'm probably just going to ignore that location down there. All right. Enemy phase. Enemies are exhausted or dead. Upkeep. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spin 2 and get out the fire extinguisher now. Oh, also, I did kill something with Meat Cleaver, so I healed a sanity. And then I'm going to discard a random card. Okay. And then over here, upkeep. All right, Mythos. 4th. 2nd. All right, we're marked. Unprepared. Each investigator must choose either take a horror or other thing. I will go ahead and spend a resource, and Moko will just take the horror. They're at the same location, but I'm not sharing food. All right, investigation. I'm gonna go ahead and have. Oh, since I did take a damage there, I do get, or a horror there, I will get a Sparrow Mask charge. Alright, I am going to go ahead and move. I'll spend 2 of Audrey's clues to unlock this room. Ignore the text on unrevealed locations to the right of the archway. Put the top card of the deck into play to the right of the archway. Okay, 1 shroud, 0 clues. All right. I'll go ahead and take another action. Keep on moving, since I don't need clues for this. Orb Reliquary. After you reveal this location, draw a random set-aside golden orb and place 1 doom on the current C agenda. This can cause the agenda to advance. When it's revealed, put the top card of the dungeon deck into play to the right of that location. Something tells me I'm going to need to start condensing this down. All right, random orb. Also, I completely forgot to do this Act 1 thing here. Yeah, sorry, I actually forgot to hit. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to matter much. Act 1, yeah, the Locust Beacon. Let's see. Yeah. After the final set of stairs, the Locust Beacon is directly ahead of us. Yeah, we already read that. Material requirements. Check your campaign log. We do have... we do otherwise read the following. The notes your ancestor wrote align perfectly with the engraved runes on the Locust Beacon and confirm the necessary components you will need for the ritual to summon your ancestor from the other side of the Locust Beacon. In order to complete the ritual, you need to gather 3 golden orbs that are likely kept nearby. If you are at the Locust Beacon, attach a golden orb in your threat area to this act. Hint: you may advance at the end of any round. Hint: attach as many golden orbs as you can to this act. And that is the last thing. Okay, cool. So we just need to get as many orbs on this thing as possible. All right, orbs. Golden orb, amplifying. Item, relic, cursed. You can put Revelation, put this into your threat area. It cannot leave play. When you would take damage and or horror, take 1 additional damage or horror. When you're defeated, move this card to another investigator's threat area. All right. So draw random sided. Oh, it says draw it, so you get it. Okay. And then this will add a doom on this thing. All right. I do have an action remaining, which I don't really have much I can do with it. Let's go ahead and take this opportunity to just gain a resource. All right. Meanwhile, over here, Audrey, I need you to try to do better, please. I'm gonna investigate. I will do practice makes perfect again. Search top 9. I'll use this deduction, and I will commit a perception. So it's going to be 7 or 10 to 3 here. Okay, we passed by a lot. I will get 2 cards. Get my hand maimed, apparently. And I will get 3 clues. Alright, the deduction will go in my hand. This will go here, this will go here, this will go up here. I am going to go ahead and do sleight of hand to get out the Necronomicon. I am going to use all of its charges to grab a clue from here and from here. And then we're moving. Okay, this goes back in my hand. This guy's going to move on up. And then upkeep. Also, Pete should have healed. Okay, look what I found. And Research Librarian. Alright. So this is going to get a doom, and then this is going to advance. Light fades. Your torch flickers briefly, and you are reminded of the horrors that lie in the dark. You are running out of fuel and should be, yeah. So I'm going to pop a torch to prevent that from dropping. And then if the shuffling horror is set aside, we don't need to worry about it. We are good. All right, under the torchlight. Yeah, so same thing as here. Dungeons are pitch black. You fear that you would never make it out. Blah, 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 blah. Version 7. Or, sorry, version 7. All right, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a bad card. Good. Now we're lost in the corridors again. All right. I may just run around with that on me. Actually, no, I can't, because every time I take damage in horror, I take additional. Keep still. Test willpower or foot X, where X is the highest number among the current agendas. Both are at 2. If you fail, discard a number of assets from your play area from your hand equal to the amount you failed by. All right, I'll go 4 to 2. Yeah, we'll just go 4 to 2. I do pass. I don't have any relics in the discard. All right. All right. Moko's turn. I may just have her drop off the orb. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Mocha's going to move twice. Remember, all things adjacent are connected, and then I'm going to use that. Use the last action to go ahead and do Lost in the Dark and get rid of it. All right. Meanwhile, over here with Audrey, I am going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out Research Librarian. And then I'm going to move twice. We'll go this way, and then down this way we will spend 2 clues. These were just 2, right? Yep. I'm just making sure. All right. Well, that's done. Let's flip this over. Another archways. When it's revealed, place something to the right. Okay. All right, that is all I can do. All right, enemy phase. Upkeep. Okay. Mythos. So this is going to advance. The Cardinal Stars. Check your campaign log. If Otto von Eisenberg is an expedition member, read the following. Otto is quietly keeping watch over the perimeter. When he hisses, its patrol is changing. It's okay. Not much I can do about that. All right, if Otto, is an expedition member, read the following. Otto is quietly keeping watch over the perimeter. Yeah, told us to move. So each of us can move. The follow-up is whether or not we read the following. You hear the same hissing noise echo through the dungeons. Another member of the Ordained cannot be good news. Resolve the Hunter word on each Ordained enemy in play, and then spawn the set-aside Ordained Cardinal at the Locust Beacon, exhausted and unengaged. But unfortunately, Galena is with us, so that eye is really creepy. Come on, we have to finish the ritual before it catches me. I mean us. So it's going to ready this guy. So we do need to do this in order, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Unfortunately, it looks like we're just going to have to move away from this. I was hoping to go here and drop the orb off, but that is not happening right now. So we're going to go ahead and move here. And it's a connecting location, so I just have to move over. I ignore the text on the right, so I can do this. Below and to the right. While the light level is 2 or lower, ignore the text on an unrevealed location adjacent to the torture chamber. Okay. 5 shroud, 4 clues, legacy 1. Below and to the right. All right, for the sake of this, we're just going to do that. Because it looks like the theme here is going to the right, which is very similar to what it was in Darkest Dungeon. All right. Resolve the Hunter word. And then one second. Okay. So just making sure, these guys are going after the person with the most orbs, which is currently Moko. Alright, so this guy comes down here. 3 fight, 4 evade, 2 health, monster ordained, or elite. After he engages you, place a doom on the agenda. Legacy 0 has hits for 1 and 1. Same situation though, he's going to keep spawning more bad guys. Alright, so this gets us set aside. Cardinal on alert. The Ordained Cardinal moves with alien speed and deadly grace despite its lumbering form, seeking to slay all who would intrude. At the end of the round, for each Ordained enemy in the victory display, they just spawn again. Alright then. So, okay, I have a solution for this, but first we need to see if we spawned anything else that we need to worry about. Evil Within. I am just going to put one Doom down. Because it's going to advance every 3. Turned around. Book 4 tests. If you fail, take 1 damage and move to the nearest corridor location, which will be there. I'm 5 to 4. And I don't really have anything I can commit. I do pass. Okay. Let's go to investigation. I'm going to start with Audrey. I'm going to fast out this segment of Onyx, use my ability to get 2 resources back, and make the pendant. With the pendant, I'm going to go ahead and exhaust it and automatically evade this cardinal. And then I'll go ahead and spin 3. I guess, actually, I might just investigate. That would put me, what, 7 to 5? Yeah, that's too much work. We'll investigate someplace else. Let's move. We'll spin 2 clues. Keep putting a gap between us if we can. Service corridor. Okay, this is useful. This can get us real close to what we need to do. All right, that's actually really helpful. Place another thing to the right. All right. And I do need clues at this point. So let's go ahead and spend 3 to get out the Grim Memoir. And I am going to go ahead and investigate. We're just going to go 7 to 2. I succeed. I do draw a card. All right, we got Galena here. And more importantly, we got 1 clue here. Okay. Meanwhile, Moko's going to move to here as a double action. And then lightning bolts attach a golden orb in your threat area to this act. And then as my last action, I'm going to move down to here. Foyer. After an enemy enters an adjacent location during the enemy phase, if the light level is 3 or higher and investigators in the foyer, move that enemy to the foyer. Luckily, he is not entering that location, so we'll be okay. When the foyer is revealed, put the top 3 cards of the deck above, below, to the left, and to the right. So we put things everywhere. Like so. Alright, that is all my actions. Enemy phase, this guy's going to move on over to this way. This guy will eventually unexhaust. Upkeep. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the long shot. Okay, we got a sleight of hand, that's good. Alright, Mythos. First Doom here. Light dims. I'll use a torch to prevent that. Alright, Mythos. Low on rations. I'm okay with you taking a damage. Actually, I'm okay with you losing a resource. And then over here, I'll just use a food, because I realize that they don't carry over. Over here, Courtesan, nearest corridor location. That is unfortunately here. After Courtesan is evaded while it is damaged, it is defeated. Hunter alert, prey most damage, 4 fight, 2 evade, 4 health, has hits for 2 and 1. Okay. Investigation phase. Let's go ahead and start with Moko. Moko, go ahead and investigate this location. We're going to go 2 to 1. I pass, get 1 clue. I'll investigate again. 2 to 1. I get another clue. All right. And then I'm going to move. We'll spend 2 clues to do that. So I guess the question is, where am I going to go? Let's go this way. Rubble-filled corridor. After you reveal it, lose all remaining actions or take 1 damage for each action remaining. Ha, joke's on you. This is my last action. And it puts a location to the right, so this is a dead end, which is fine. Okay. Over here, we got some work we need to do. So I can easily do a Knowledge's Power. That's not a problem. The problem is evading afterwards. So yeah, I'm going to do Knowledge's Power. I'll reveal the Necronomicon and do 3 damage to this thing. And then I will try to evade it, 4 to 2. We succeed, and it's a skull, so I will heal a damage. And since I evaded it while it's damaged, it is now defeated. Yay, Legacy. Alright. Give me 1 second. Alright. Back to what I was doing. Let's go ahead and investigate this location. We're going to use Grim Memoir. Okay, we get 1 clue. And draw a card. There's our weakness. Alright, I am going to go ahead and move on over. 2 clues. Storeroom. If the light level is 2 or lower, the enemies don't engage investigators here. Play above and to the right. Five shroud, 4 clues. Okay, there's only 2 locations left in the deck. And we got quite a bit of stuff going on here. All right. Let's I'm just wondering what I should do. I think I'll hold on to the pendant for now and wait. So enemy phase, this one will go down, and I'll make this one go this way. All right. Upkeep. Another live and learn. Let's drop the live and learn for now. This resource goes on this. All right. Mythos. First Doom, second Doom. All right, figures in the corner. We are 3 to 4 right now. I can go 5 to 4. Six to 4. Good luck. Yeah, thanks, game. All right, we spawn a random shadow. All right. Take an action, take damage, blah, 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 blah. I will take a... I'll take a damage and put it on the Shadow Lace. And then it surges. We don't have anyone with golden orbs. Hey, another one of these guys. Nearest corridor location, which is behind us. Most damage after it's dealt damage while it is exhausted, it is defeated. Legacy 1 hits for 2 and 1. Has 2 fight, 4 evade, 4 health. Humanoid monster cursed. Okie dokie. He's actually kind of a problem. Well, not really. I have ways of getting around enemies. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start by doing an investigate. I'll provoke this. Dark hallucinations. This is the one that's fake, so I take 1 direct horror. If it was the real one, I would have died once. All right. Yeah. So I'm investigating. It's gonna be 2 to 2. I fail by technically 2 because you can't go below 0. I am going to go ahead and spin 2 to do look what I found and grab 2 clues from here. Alright. I'm then going to go ahead and, since I did get hurt earlier, I will get Sparrow Mask. I'll go ahead and move over. And I'm just going to move over one more time. Spend 2 clues to go this way. Alright, if the light level is 2 or lower, deal 3 damage to an enemy engaged with you. This action does not provoke attacks opportunity, group limit once per game. Once revealed, put the top card of the deck to the right. Like so. Alright. 2 Shroud, 1 clue. Or 2 Shroud, 2 clues. Over here. Alright. Might as well just put this over here. Okay. Let's go ahead and investigate as our first action using Grim Memoir, and we'll commit a deduction. So this is going to be 7, 8, 9 to 5. We pass by a lot. I get to draw a card and get 3 clues. Alright. That'll give me at least something to play with. Let's go ahead and move. We'll spend 2 clues. Altar. When the last clue is discovered from the altar, if the light level is 3 or higher, place 1 Doom on the current A agenda. This effect can cause the agenda to advance. When it's revealed, put the top 2 cards below or and to the right. Well, I can't do it below, so it's going to be to the right. Alright, that is all the locations. I do have 1 more investigate I can do. Which I'm going to go ahead and do right now. So I'm going to investigate using Grim Memoir. We are currently 7 to 3. I'll commit a perception. And that'll make us 10 to 3. Is that enough, actually? Alright, let's make sure we did. I'm 5, 7 from Grim Memoir, 10 from Perception. -3 there puts us at 7. We beat the light level, so we do get victory 1. So this is going to get temporarily removed. We'll make a note that we have victory 1 here because of the tablet. Cool. Also, I get 1 clue from here. And I draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. At this point, I am going to go ahead and spend 1 to do Sleight of Hand and fast out this Necronomicon. I'm going to go ahead and use all of its secrets to grab clues. I'm going to grab a clue from here. A clue from here. And I will use Pendant of the Queen to grab the last clue from the foyer. So that's been all taken care of. All right. Enemy phase. This guy is a hunter, so he goes this way. This guy's going to go this way. And I'll have this guy go this way. All right. Upkeep. All right. This does go back in my hand. I will need to discard a card. Question is what card will I discard? I think for now it's going to be this. I'm not at real risk of dying. And then that resource I gained should go on this. All right, second Doom, third Doom. Trophy case. All right, so we have this in our inventory. -1 fight, -1 evade. Or -1 agility, rather. Unprepared. You can take a horror. And I'm spending a food. Okay. So, good news. So yeah, good news is we're kind of keeping things under control. Bad news is we're kind of not getting anywhere. We haven't found any of the other orb reliquaries. There's a good chance it could be any of these at this point, because the way they were set up is every quote-unquote 4 of them. Every batch of 4 had 1 inside. So more than likely, it's probably a lot of these first batches, and these last ones probably are not it. So with that in mind, I mean, the light level is going to dip soon, so I'll be able to start moving. A little bit more freely. Let's start with Moko. I have 1 clue. I think for right now we're just going to double action, get rid of this. Because I'm not going to be able to carry this around and do what I need to do. And I think my last action, I'm just going to investigate. Actually, my last action, I will spend 3 to go ahead and get out auto. I'll get us up to that, and that'll be it for that front. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to keep luring away the bishop. I think that's going to be what I have to do. I mean, it's either that or I teleport and just pray I get what I need. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to teleport because I don't think it's definitely not going to be these last 2 locations. So we'll pin to the queen. And we're going to teleport to here, then move up to here. So that's going to cost us 2 clues. And we'll reveal this. Haunted Corridor. After you reveal it, lose all remaining actions or take 1 horror for each action remaining. After it's revealed, put the top card of the dungeon deck into play to the right. Well, there's no locations left. Okay. 2 shroud, 2 clues. All right, these all going to get shuffled back in, and I have 2 actions remaining. I'll take a horror on you and a horror on you. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I am going to go ahead and do Cryptic Research and draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I am going to go ahead and fast out a Segment of Onyx and then use my ability to put 2 resources on this. I'm going to spend 3 resources to go ahead and get out my Pathfinder. Oop, over here. I am going to go ahead and for my last action do easy mark. 2 resources here. Draw a card. Easy mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will get rid of the last of it. And then draw a card. All right. I will go ahead and spend 1 to get fast out this segment of Onyx, just so it's not in my hand. And then I'm going to Pathfind move over here. Okay. Enemy phase. Yeah, that's all correct. I didn't move this round. All right, upkeep. Also, this should have healed earlier. Upkeep. Okay, we got the segment of Onyxes. That's good. Mythos. Doom here. This is going to reset. We lose a light level. We're now at 2 light, which means this is now -3. Okay. Draw your card. Marked. You're doubly marked. I am 3 to 5 right now. Three to 5. Savant will make it 6 to 5. 7 to 5. And then 9 to 5. So yeah, this is 6 here. Yeah, it puts me 9 to 5. Let's go Savant. So it's going to be 3, 6. This is going to put us 10 to 5. So even if I get the skull, I'll get the extra action. So as long as it's not an auto fail. Okay, I do pass. I have to take an immediate action. That immediate action is going to be to move down. Okay. Investigation phase. All right, it's getting a little crowded. First things first, I'm going to start with Audrey. I'm going to fast out this segment of Onyx and use my ability to get 2 resources back. I'm going to Pathfind move and spend 2 clues to reveal whatever this is. Sewer Passage. While the light is -2 or lower, we get +2 foot here. There are no cards we can put down. Has legacy. Good times. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move to reveal this. And this has a random orb. Got it. So I believe this one is just like the other ones. All right, 1 second. Okay, I was just making sure I did not forget to place a Doom last time. I did. From what I looked at the recording, I'm good to go. So I'm gonna get a random set aside orb. After an ordained move, the enemy moves via the hunter keyword to a connecting location. Resolve its hunter keyword again. Limits once per down. Okay, it says N ordained enemy, so it only does it to one of them. And then we do need to add a Doom to this. Thankfully, it does not advance yet. It will in a second, though. All right, so we found that. I can keep the ordained bishop at bay. I think it's this location we need to go to, but I'm not entirely certain. And unfortunately, our options are kind of limited. I can easily drop off this orb, but that's not a problem. The problem is the cardinal here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move twice to get the hell out of here. And then I will use a Pen of the Queen here to get you off of us. And then Moko will draw a card. And then get rid of... Actually, I don't care about self-destructive at this point. I'll draw a card. And I will try to investigate here. So it's going to be... I'll commit this. This will bring us up to 3-2. And we'll commit Galena. Make it 4-2. And that's all we can do. So 4-2. We pass, we get 1 clue. Alright. Enemy phase. This guy's exhausted. This guy's going to Hunter twice. Hunter once. Upkeep. Alright, got our Eucatastrophe. Upkeep. Got that. Alright, Mythos. Doom here. This all goes away. Alright. Each investigator may move to a connecting location. Maximum alerts. Resolve Hunter keyword on each ordained enemy in play. Not much we can do about that. This guy should do unexhaust, unfortunately. Yeah, we're just going to move here. I am going to get engaged here. This is going to put a doom on whatever this is. Alright, so all that's going to happen is these guys are going to get stronger. Got it. Cool. I can live with that. Alright, so yeah, this is going to put a doom on this guy. Anyway, yeah, Otto is emerging, observing the movement patterns of the Ordained when he warns the group something is up. They're breaking patrol. Again, hide. Each investigator may move. So we move on over here, and then resolve the Hunter keyword, which unfortunately is going to trigger this, and this guy's going to move twice and get engaged here. I want to get a second doom on this. And then what this says is Ordained Lockdown. Hissing and scuttling can be heard around every corner. They are closing in. You must hurry. Each Ordained enemy gets +1 fight and +1 evade for each 3 doom on this agenda. Alright. Oh yeah, chorus of hisses resounds through the dungeons. It is an Eldritch announcement that the intruders must be caught. Alright, let's go ahead and draw our bad card. Unprepared. I will take a horror. And you can eat this last food. And that is all we need to worry about. Okay, and then for you, Dangers of the Dark. We do have Eye of Truth. It is 2 illumination now, so we are currently 4-5, and so it'll become 8-5. And we pass. I can play a relic asset from my discard pile, which I'm going to do. I'm going to play the Shadow Lace for 1, and then use my ability to gain 2 resources back. Alright. Alright, investigation phase. I'm going to start with Moko. I have 2 clues. I'm going to spend those 2 clues to reveal whatever this is. It is exactly what I thought it was. Okay, we do place a Doom on the current agenda, so now they have even higher fight and evade. At the end of any round. Okay. We will get a random orb. This time it's going to be the... You cannot play assets or events. Okay, well, in that case... We're just going to go ahead and move back and put this on the act. Like so. Alright, so problem is these guys now have higher evade. So I can go 6 to 4. I can go 6 to 4 against this. It's either that or I just take the punches. If I were to take the punches, I would just barely survive. So let's go ahead and just attempt to evade. Actually, that's risky. So one of these two cards here is the one we need. Okay, I know what to do. I am still going to take 2 attacks opportunity. And I will kill off you and kill off you. Spend 3 to go ahead and play my Necronomicon. I know it's a rarity. I will spend 2 charges to draw 2 cards. Oh, I lost my 3 aces. That's what happened. Okay, we still have a solution for this. I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 charges to blow up the Cardinal. And then I will use this to evade you. And then I will Pathfind move up to here. And throw this on this. Oh, sorry. Psychosis did trigger here. I take 2 direct damage, which I'll do now. And then just in case, I will go ahead and get rid of Psychosis because that tried to murder me. I may have missed this. I think I was supposed to take probably 1 more damage at some point from horror. I'm just thinking. Would have been here. Yeah, I should have taken a damage from here. So I'd be at 4. Okay. Well, in any case, I will go ahead and move up to here and drop off the thing. Enemy phase. Enemies are exhausted except for this one. Moves over. Upkeep. We can drop off you. You should have healed. Take a horror. Alright, unfortunately the forced effect triggers first, so this guy's going to re-engage here. And then place a Doom on this. But then at the end of the round I will go ahead and advance the act. Ritual summons, you have gathered what components you can, and time is running out. You are going to need to attempt the ritual now and hope that you have what you need. Resolution 2. You sit down near the locust beacon and begin to incant the words to the summoning ritual. The incantation is short and takes only minutes, but each minute stretches into hours as the group listens and watches for signs of the creatures hunting you. To your relief, you are able to complete your task without interruption. The incantation ends. The dungeons are in total silence. The room holds still for a tense eternity, fearing to move or even breathe. As you start to wonder if you perform the ritual properly, a gash appears in the air in front of you, crimson light spilling out. Tiny at first, a hair's width, It steadily expands until it is large enough to fit a human hand. But in the background, so too does the low rumbling gradually grow. When dust and rubble start to fall from the walls and ceilings, finally you see something in this terror reality, an eye peering at you. Before you have time to investigate further, a nearby room collapses. There are shouts of panic from the others in the expedition, and a hand pulls you away towards the stairs before the man can collapse and bury you alive. Check the number. If there are 3 golden orbs attached to the act, record that the summoning ritual was performed perfectly, and we get 4 bonus experience for gaining insight into the fabric reality. 4 experience. Record that the ordained are hunting the investigators. All right. Record heirlooms based off legacy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We get 7. So it puts us at 16. So we have 16 heirlooms. We get 2 random basic weaknesses again. We'll start with Moko. Dread Curse or Madness. Discard all resources. Let's go with Paranoia. At the very least, we can get rid of it without having to go to the bar. And honestly, keeping it's not the end of the world. She doesn't actually rely on that much money. Audrey? Oh, it's our favorite one. And the other one is that one. We're taking Unspeakable Oath. It's going to take up a hand slot, which kind of sucks. But I'm completely fine with having this in my hand at all times. So we'll add that to our deck. So yeah, that's actually not a bad one to have. All this affects is experience, and her build is complete. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, unless I come up with some other wacky stuff to buy. We'll go ahead and add experience. So victory, we have 1 from the token here, which I'm going to go ahead and re-add before I forget. So 1 from that. 2. 3. So 3 more experience. And then 5 more experience for Audrey because of Karen's Obel. Alright, and then we just go straight to plan our site. The ritual worked, you are sure of it. The rift was opening, and although you were not able to confirm that the figure on the other side was your ancestor, you feel certain that he is the only one it could have been. All of the answers are finally within reach, just one more journey into the darkest dungeons of your life. However, although you were able to escape, the construction you left behind was not so lucky. The rumbling, which you can still feels faintly in your feet, set off the decaying engineering, which must have been on its last legs. You will need to find another way into the dungeons. As you walk back to the hamlet, considering different possibilities, a stranger runs up to you from the direction of the coast with a dog close behind. Ahoy! Were you the ones behind that huge ruckus? I was just out fishing and saw the cliff start to collapse from underneath the manor. What were you doing in there? You evade his questioning for a little while, and learned that he was a sea captain who goes by Captain Renatid, though he retired to the hamlet a little over a decade ago. When you mention that you're investigating the disappearance of your ancestor, he glances back at the manor and becomes lost in thought for a brief moment. Then his gaze returns to you. His expression is stern and unyielding. I can get you in. There's another way into the manor by sea. My home is by the docks to the east. When you are ready, I can ferry you and your expedition members. I ask only that you allow me to join you. He turns around and towards his hound, his statement final. Come, Rififi. We have our own preparations. In your campaign log under expedition members, record that Captain Renaudin is a member of the expeditions. All right. All right. We do not have the shard of Penestes. We didn't require any sacrifices. And now we can spend XP, and we're going to be going into Rising Tides. Okay, so we have 7 experience with Moko, which means I can get another Eucatastrophe. And more importantly, I can actually go and upgrade both our Pete Sylvesters. And that is 7 experience exactly. I believe we have a long shot in here. Yeah, don't really care about the long shots anymore. In fact, I don't recall. I think I used them once. I believe that was the case. All right, 7 experience. We are good to go. We do have this Paranoia. This can be annoying if we draw it like super early, but we don't have any money to begin with. I'll say that I would say things were felt easier, but that's mainly probably because I didn't really stick around. I didn't really spend a lot of time trying to get victory or legacy. I was just trying to get the mission done. And that's mainly because I didn't know how bad it will get with the lockdown. And honestly, the lockdown's not that bad. Like once we get to this point, it's just like, okay, I can just keep murdering the guys until I can't, and then at that point I can just keep running. But that's okay. As for Audrey, 9 experience. Give me actually, I did forget. I didn't this investigator did not get defeated, so I can remove a trauma of my choice. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a mental trauma. So that's good. That's better than the experience we just gained. But yeah, besides that, I'm going to need a moment to figure out what I'm going to get. All right. So I could try to fit in another Eye of Truth, but honestly, like I said, I've kind of upgraded everything. So I'm going to go ahead and just spend 6 XP to get Ancestral Knowledge. You have to have at least 10 skills. I already have 12. This will increase my deck size by 5. That's 6 experience because it's exceptional, so that leaves me with 3. I'm going to spend 2 of it to get Survey the Areas, which are practice experts, and of course go real well with our stats. We're going to go ahead and re-get our couple of shortcuts for some additional mobility, and then we're going to spend that last experience to go ahead and get Existential Riddle to kind of give us some more options for dealing with enemies. So with that, we're going to have 14 skills in the deck. And of course, we'll be drawing 5 of them to put underneath this at the beginning, which we'll put it over there. All right, and then the rest of these go in the deck. So the deck is... It's going to be with the 5 cards underneath this, I'm going to have a 39 card deck, which is pretty crazy. But besides that, we did get ourselves cured of a mental trauma, which is really good. Like I said, at this point, I'm kind of just focusing on just trying to win the campaigns rather than get as much experience as possible. At this point, it's pretty overkill. There are some 5-cost events, seeker events that could be kind of fun to play around with. I may consider grabbing some of those. But for right now, we have what we have. So with all that said and done, yeah, we left really early. Like we still we still had 2 light left, so we had about probably 5 more rounds period to try to grab more clues if we really wanted to. But even then, we only missed 1 victory and about 3 legacy, and then there were these 2 locations, which were probably 1 legacy there. It looks like. So yeah, I think despite the fact that we were kind of rushing, we still managed to kind of grab everything we needed to grab. Getting a lot of these archeries early on let us explore very quickly, simply because it just let us do whatever. And unfortunately, even though we had service corridors in pretty good spots, the enemies were kind of guarding all of them, so we couldn't do much with those. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Dealer. This was Arkham Horror, the card game. We're doing Darkham Horror. We did, what's it called? Summoning Courage, it looks like. Is it actually called Summoning Courage? Yeah, Summoning Courage. Next we'll be doing Rising Tides, which is going to be the whole reefs area that we haven't actually shown off yet from the actual game. And if we manage to pull that off, we'll go to the final boss. I have heard that the final camp scenario is very infamous for being very, very, very long, because very much like the last boss in base game Darkest Dungeon, it's like going to be multi-phased. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, this was with Fujiwara Nomoko, Audrey Borasa, and I'll see you guys next time.